silence your cell phones. Also, a reminder, recording press conference video is prohibited. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. We'll have 2 mic runners. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking a question. Now joining us are members of the Arkansas Razorbacks, head coach Dave Van Horn, student athletes Vahiva Aloy, Logan Maxwell, and Zach Root. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory. We'll open it up with a statement from Coach Van Horn.
I thought it was just a great job by our pitchers tonight. I mean, Zach Root threw 38 pitches a few days ago and threw 87 tonight, only gave up 3 hits, didn't give up a run. Just did a tremendous job. And then, Aiden came in and gave us 3 really good innings. In the last inning, give them credit, they hook a ball down the line, they line out. But other than that, we made a few mistakes. And, just a really solid job by our offense, getting on base. And, Vahiva got the big hit in the first, gave us a little cushion, went oppo and hit it really hard. And then obviously the big 2-out hit off the wall scored another run. And then, they put him on, walked him to get to Maxwell, and he fought off a few pitches, got him a breaking ball and hit it in the gap, scored 2 more. Those are all runs were driven in there with 2 outs. And, that was the separator. Gave us an opportunity to save our bullpen a little bit and, get ready for the next game. Great job.
We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. I have a question for Vahiva. Unique situation today. What was the scouting report like facing a guy like Del Vecchio where he hasn't pitched in over 2 months? And then off the bat, did you know you got it? Because it's not easy to go opposite field here at this park.
Yeah, the wind kind of shifted a little bit, and I seen the ball going there, and got it pretty good, and put some runs on for the team, and yeah.
Matt Byrne, Democrat Gazette. Yeah, Zach, for you, I saw that Gage was wearing your windbreaker before the game. Was that something that he just found and put on? Is that something that he asked for from you?
He forgot his jersey at the hotel.
We teach our kids to be honest around here.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Logan, Vahiva's home run in the first. I mean, how much of a relief, a spark for the team today, given some offensive struggles the first 2 games, and seeing your Golden Spikes nominee kind of get you guys rolling there to start?
Yeah, it gave us a lot of confidence as a group, and it was a big swing, especially in the first inning, scoring first, and kind of building off of that, and it was pretty good.
Any more questions for the student athletes? We'll take one more.
Zach, what were the emotions the past couple of days, maybe coming off the start against LSU? Did you expect to be back in this situation on the mound so quickly after that? And how good did today feel?
Yeah, I expected it. Hobbs pulled me aside the day after and said, "We're just gonna get you back as soon as possible, and you let me know when that is." And I told him I was good to go whenever he needed me, and it felt great to go out there and put my team in like a great chance to win. And I mean, Ryder called a really good game, and Zane Becker, he needs a shout out because he just does so much behind the scenes, warming up in between innings, warming up guys in the bullpen, and I mean, he's as big a part of this as anyone else.
Vahiva, Logan, Zach, thanks for your time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Dave, a lot of the big hits tonight were opposite field. Vahiva, Logan, I mean, it feels like all season that's kind of been a sign of when this team's hitting it best, they're going the opposite way. Is that something you've seen, and what did you like from the team's approach tonight?
Well, I thought they did a great job trying to just stay through the middle of the field, and that leads to hitting the ball the other way, and with some authority. They were just flicking it over second baseman or the shortstop. So they were driving the ball, letting the ball get deep, and not jumping at the ball, guessing, just seeing it and reacting a little bit. They did a tremendous job.
Jacob Renner, Baseball America. To get the start that you did out of Zach today after it went the way it did the first game, how big is that for you guys?
Well, it was big, playing UCLA, obviously. They They played this morning. Both teams are fighting to continue their season, and for him to go out and give us 5 innings like he did, gave us an opportunity to jump out there a little bit. I think when he came out of the game, we had a 3-run lead going into the 6th, and just really proud of him. Obviously he wasn't happy when I took him out the other day, but just the situation I already mentioned the other day about it, just didn't feel like that we could give up much more, and who they had coming up and who they had on the mound just needed to do something different. And he went out today and just proved why he's one of the best left-handed pitchers in the country. And if we get to play long enough, maybe he'll get to pitch again.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. Coach, I asked Vahiva, but I'll go to you as well. How easy, hard may have it been scouting Delvecchio after he hadn't pitched in over 2 months?
Yeah. So you just go off of the video that we have on him from before. You look at the stats. You look at walks to strikeouts. How's he doing against lefties and righties? And actually righties hit him better. And, I think that kind of went that way a little bit. But, yeah, it's tough. But the main thing we do is just do what we do, and that's just try to stay through the middle, make him throw strikes. And, we thought his velocity might be up a little bit since he was pretty well rested. But it was about normal from what we had. I mean, nothing was different than what we talked about in our hitters meeting today.
Matt Byrne, ADG. Yeah, Dave, 3 runs yesterday, 7 today. How do you feel like the offense is progressing, and how do you think it sets you guys up for a rematch? Yeah,
I mean, I think we have a good offense, and we're facing some really good pitching. You just you can't change too much at this time of year. You just try to improve in some areas, and we don't have everybody hitting. Obviously, you could go through it a little bit. I mean, our 9-hole hitters got 5 or 6 hits, and some guys in the middle order they may have maybe 1. We just need to get some guys going if we're going to get through what we need to get through. So. I'm just glad that we scored more runs, and obviously it was a little better tonight to hit in the ballpark. It's not as humid, and wind was blowing different directions, but it wasn't stopping the ball like it was the other day. I think Iredale hit a ball the other day opposite field that would have been out of the park, and it barely made it to the warning track. And but yeah, at this time of year, we're just working on what we do every day and try to put together a good game plan and advance. So here we are.
Coach, you mentioned your 9-hole hitter having 5 or 6 hits in the College World Series. Justin Thomas Jr. is on quite the tear in the College World Series. Can you just talk about maybe seeing him have a little bit of success on the biggest stage of the season?
Yeah, he's a good hitter. He could hit 1 or 2 hole for us. We started him out in 9-hole. We got off to a good start. We're winning. We feel like he's our second leadoff man. He'll take a walk. Fouls off pitches. He can bunt a little bit. Almost got that bunt down today. Just was in the air a little too long. I'm obviously you need production up and down the lineup. So it's really good to see him do what he's doing. He got 4 hits the other night, and I don't know how many he had tonight, but it just seemed like he was always on base. And that last one was a big hit. Gave us that, I think, 7th run, and gave us, like I said, an opportunity to maybe save our bullpen a little bit.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Coach, do you have a pitching plan for tomorrow, and how do you feel about where your arms kind of stand right now? Probably couldn't ask for much better coming out of the losers bracket right now.
Yeah. We don't know who we're pitching yet, honestly. We'll know probably when do we have to turn the lineup in? About hour and 50 minutes for it. Yeah. We have a couple options, obviously, a couple left, a couple right, guys that have started some games this year. And, we're just try to piece it together tomorrow and see how it goes. But, we're not 100% sure who we're going to throw yet.
Take one more question.
Yeah, Aria Gerson from USA Today. Dave, going forward to face a team in LSU that you've already played several times this season, how do you approach that rematch knowing how familiar you all are with each other?
Yeah, we played them 4 times. We lost in extra innings. They whipped us. We beat them. And then what happened the other night, I remember them all. And the first game finished about 1:15 in the morning. And then we got beat later that day. And then we won on a Sunday, which was a big win for our team, showed a little toughness. And then obviously Anderson pitched extremely well the other day. You just play, you know. I mean, they're really good. They don't have any weaknesses. They got big-time arms. Their top 6, 7 arms all are big-time at this level. And they've got power. They've got some speed. And you know, you just have to pitch well against them, and you got to score. And if we don't score, we'll be in trouble.
That'll conclude our press conference. Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub. Reminder, recording press conference video is prohibited. We'll have 2 mic runners in the room. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking a question. When the microphone does reach you, please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. Now joining us are members of the UCLA Bruins, head coach John Savage, and student athletes Peyton Brennan and Rock Chalowski. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, first off, I just thank the team, you know, for doing what they did all season. The turnaround that we had from last year was pretty special in a lot of ways. And like I told them, it's the team that really built this. The cast of characters, that remarkable job, day in and day out. Weight room, classroom, you know, practice, clubhouse, bus, airplane, hotel, the whole deal. I just was so proud of how they respected the process. And it's you know, that's what you do. That's how you get to Omaha. And I told them that. I said, it's a very, very special place. It's a holy grail of college baseball, and it feels somewhat easy when you're here, but everybody knows how difficult it is to get here. And I was just so proud of our guys, and disappointing day for sure, tough day, you know, tough circumstances, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to give credit to LSU and certainly Arkansas. So, you know, we can certainly build off this. We've got a bunch of young players that love each other and trust in them, you know, trust their work and trust each other. So, you know, it's a really good stepping stone.
We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Noah Darling, College Baseball Central. Guys, coach has talked a lot about this sophomore class and even some of the freshmen on this team. And Peyton, I know you're a redshirt sophomore, so without revealing any potential professional plans, how does the success of that group excite you guys for the future, and how does coming up just short in Omaha motivate you for next season?
Yeah, you know, coming off of last year, no one really thought we'd be here. Like, we all thought, like, we talk about coming here, and I chose to go to UCLA to play under Coach Savage, and to make it to Omaha, that was always the goal. And to be here, you know, it was a long season, and we battled, and we came together. All the stuff we had to deal with in the fall, losing the field, and I think that just built the team, built us up stronger. And I have like 40 best friends now from this season, everything we went to. So it's been an awesome ride. It sucks the way it ended, but we fought, and that's all we could do.
Eric Sorensen of D1 Baseball. Rock, for you, it was kind of weird to see. I've never seen a losing team have so many smiles on their faces after getting eliminated, I should say. Just what does that say? What was that about, you think?
I mean, it's a special group of guys. It was tough going through what we did last year, and I mean, no one really knows what it feels like besides the guys that were in it. And then just the talks, and you know, just talking about what we wanted to do this year and how we wanted to do it, and just, you know, just getting here and getting to experience this was super special to us. And there was no other way we wanted to go out without a fight. And just seeing all the guys in the dugout just still into it in the ninth, even though we were down by 7 runs, it just goes to show you how special of a group that we have and how tight the bond is. It was a special year.
Brady Ullman's LA Times, Rock. I mean, for all you guys, obviously getting to Omaha is the goal, and then you win. But you've also like the tight turnaround, the continuation game. Just what has the last week been like for this team?
I mean, we haven't taken anything for granted. I've told multiple people that I've asked how it's been going that this has felt like baseball heaven. Just going through the village and getting to see all the little kids with the smiles on their face and just getting to make their days has been really good the last couple weeks or the last couple days. It's definitely something that I'll never take for granted, and I'm just really excited to get another chance to come back here next year.
Jacob Brenner, Baseball America. For both of you guys, what kind of a statement does this make maybe for West Coast baseball? That you guys were here and Oregon State and Arizona as well.
All Pac-12 schools, you know, I feel like everyone like doubts the West Coast, and I think it was a good showing from us. And you know, it's kind of nice to put UCLA back on the map. I think like everyone hyped us up last year, didn't turn out, kind of go overlooked this year, and then we came out swinging. So nothing we really could do more. We worked hard, and just happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, the West can hang with anybody. And we were one of the top of the last 8 teams standing, along with Arizona and Oregon State. Something that I thought was pretty cool today is we were taking BP, and Coach Canham of Oregon State came in and told us to, you know, represent the West well. And I thought that was pretty special because, I mean, just coming from the same conference last year and, you know, just really being together. But, I mean, the West can play with anybody. We showed that this year. Oregon State showed that, and so did U of A.
Kairi-san, Daily Bruin. For either of the players, just between how last year went, losing the ballpark in the fall, navigating a new conference, and you know just making it back to Omaha for the first time in 12 years, what are you going to remember most about this team, about this entire experience?
I think just everyone coming together, coaches, they all got our back. Everyone's working hard. You got the parents coming around us, donors coming through. It's like everyone came around us during that time. Everyone was helping out, going to Birmingham High School on buses. You couldn't ask for a better support system. It was great, and that's really it.
Yeah, just kind of going off that, I think the people really made this year. You know, he said earlier that there was really no one that thought we'd be here right now, and I mean the only people that did think that we would be here was, I mean, our guys and the people around us. So I mean, it's a great group of people, and I think that's what really made this year.
Take one more for the student athletes.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. Peyton, I believe you were at bat at the end of the first inning. Could you walk me through that perspective of Dean? He had a great lead halfway down the third base line, attempts to steal home. It's so marginal, but that could have been a big inning, right?
It's been so long ago, I don't even really remember. I'm just inning by inning, pitch by pitch, that's it. I trust Dean to do his thing, and I'm trying to do my thing, so I trust what he was thinking, and that's all he can really do. Just trust each other.
Peyton, Rock, we appreciate your time. Congrats on a great run. Okay, we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Eric Sorensen, D1 Baseball. John, hell of a season, man. It was really, really fun to follow you guys this year. But kind of what I was asking Rock, I'll ask you the same thing. I've never seen a team, there's a couple tears, but I've never seen a team more happy, it seemed like, at the end of getting eliminated. In a way, just that there was joy. What do you think explains that joy in what they had for this season and how it manifests up at the end?
Yeah, I don't know if happy's the right word, but I think just togetherness and they didn't want it to end, and they just responded in a way that they've kind of responded all year, win, lose, or draw, and it just goes to show you the team and how much they thought of each other, and Peyton said it and Rock said it, and nobody's making it up. You don't need to remember something that you're saying because it's genuine every time you're going through this thing. So I just think at the end of the day, it's a really special group of guys that went through some really hard times, and I think they appreciate Omaha, they appreciate being here. Going out the way we did, nobody was happy in terms of how that ended, but at the same time, just in terms of what they accomplished as a group, I think they just felt like almost staying out on the field. And like you said, I haven't seen that either. I mean, that was a pretty special moment for a bunch of young people to get together on the same team, enjoy this unbelievable place.
Jacob Runner, Baseball America. We asked you about this before the College World Series started, but how did you feel like the former Pac-12 schools represented the West Coast, and what does this say maybe for you guys moving forward?
It's a tough tournament. Thought they represented themselves well. Oregon State beat Florida State. Arizona went to North Carolina and won that. And we beat a really good UTSA team that beat up Texas. Pretty well, pretty good. This is a hard tournament, and to be still playing on Tuesday, I guess, the rain, that was a tough situation. To play last night and play this morning and come back, you wouldn't draw that up for anybody, but at the same time, I'm not making any sort of excuses. But I think the West, a lot of good players on the West, a lot of good coaches on the West. I think it has a bright future. I mean, bright future is maybe not the right word, but, because, you look at the national championships and you look at the history of Omaha West Coast teams, but, things have changed. I mean, everybody knows things have changed in terms of the facilities and the power and, the SEC clearly had a huge day, right? I mean, with Arkansas and LSU, but at the same time, I think we can certainly build off this, and this team, wants to be back.
Noah Darling, College Baseball Central. Coach, talking about things that have changed. First year in the Big Ten. As you kind of reflect, but also look ahead, what makes you excited about the future of Big Ten baseball? And on the other hand, how does the league get more teams in the NCAA tournament, eventually more teams in Omaha?
Well, I think everybody just has to schedule better. At the end of the day, RPI, it has a chance to have a really good RPI because, a lot of the Big Ten teams from the other part of the country have to play a lot of road games, so their RPI does get pretty good. There was some really good teams. Indiana was good. Penn State was good. Iowa was good. Clearly Oregon was good. USC was very good. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to get into the tournament, just the way it's set up. But I just think us coaches have to get together and make sure we build these schedules out to where everybody's RPI is, relatively high. You got to win games. I mean, you can build a schedule, but you got to win games. So, you got to win games. But I think you should have to play the right people in the right spots. And so it's going to take, I think, the whole conference to get together and make sure that people are doing their part to build their RPI and to build their schedules outside of conference, because inside of conference, it is what it is. But I have extremely high hopes for the Big Ten. And just being through it, like I've said it several times, I think it has a chance to have a really good future in baseball.
We'll take one more question.
Lawrence Price with TNT Sports. Coach, your players talked about it, and you just mentioned it, of getting back here. And then in your opening statement, you talked about just building on it and a stepping stone. Can you elaborate on what that next step looks like in your imagination, or what that will look like next year, especially with taking such a big leap?
I just, you got to evaluate everything. You got to evaluate what you do. You got to evaluate how you go about each and every day. You got to evaluate the talent. You got to evaluate the balance of the roster. You got to evaluate the portal. You got to look at the draft. You got to look at what's coming in from high school. You got to build out academics. There's just so much that makes a team that makes a program. Strength. That's the one thing I would say that I walked away from this thing is we got to get a lot stronger physically. Now, you know, some of these guys are 23 and there's some of us are 18. That just alone in itself makes a difference. But at the same time, you know, we got to get stronger physically. I could walk away saying that as a group. You know, I think our starting pitching has to get better, clearly. We've had really good starting pitching. But, you know, we have to make sure that we have a couple front line ones and twos that will carry the freight over the weekend. And we have a chance. Several guys have a chance to be those guys. So there's a lot of things that you got to still look at and say, you know what, we got to get better in those areas. And you know, that I love doing that. That's you know, part of my job, and you know, certainly you know, we're going to be looking at a lot of different things.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
That'll conclude our press conference.